Good afternoon, everybody. Today is October 29th, and silver and gold pulled back. I was checking the screens for the past few days, and there is a ton of people out on X posting that the bull market is over and it's going to crash. Gold and silver are going to crash. So what a time to talk about cycles, and what a time to have Andrew Sorchini back on with us with Beverly Hills Precious Metals. Andrew, welcome.
Hey, Bo, glad to be back. It's definitely lots to talk about, but I've been seeing some of those articles too. And this is nothing. You might recall that toward the end of last year, when gold was approaching $2,500 an ounce, actually, when it was around $2,100 or $2,200 an ounce, it actually pulled back almost $300 per ounce. So it was more than 10%. And it quickly recovered. We started this year over 2,600 an ounce, and right now we're sitting at 4,000. So being down 10% from our high of only 2 or 3 weeks ago for gold and silver really doesn't mean anything to me. It's just another opportunity.
Well, and fantastic point, because that is true. Okay, I've been looking at markets for a long time. Okay, I'm sure Andrew's been doing it longer than me. And what I will say, very, very important. Okay, when you look at chart patterns, what markets will do, they will explode or they will go through an all-time high. Gold did that. It went through 2000. The all-time high was 2080 or something. I think it was 2060 or $80, and that was in 2011. It went through that, and then you're right, Andrew. It went to like 2200, and what did it do? It pulled back and it went down through 2000.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. It's a type and shadow of what happened historically with gold. So what was the all-time high on silver? $49 and change. So what did silver do? Oh, what a coincidence. Exact same thing. It went through its all-time high. It went through 49.75, whatever it was. And it actually this time went through 50. And now it's at new all-time highs. And it actually, to be crystal clear, it went to as high, I think it was $54.
Yeah.
Oh, and what did gold do after it took out its all-time high? It pulled back and it went down through its low. It went down back through its all-time prior high. It's exact same thing silver did just now. And what did I say? I know it was your podcast and several others. I said there is huge support for silver right around $47. And why I say that is because when you look at the cycle charts going back literally years to 1998. Let me share this screen here, but this is important to understand how markets work. Maybe you can explain a little bit about when markets move, they will hit a roof, in other words, an overhead resistance. If you can explain that, and then also explain what happens once it goes through a roof like that, then how that roof, that resistance becomes support. Expand upon that, and I'll get this chart ready here. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah. So if you're looking at a chart and the chart is showing market movement for anything really, but in this case, let's talk about gold and silver over time. You've literally got the chart where there are lines going up and down that represent price movements by day, and so you can do them by week, month, year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, or from the time they started recording it. Well, there's always a line on the bottom, which is your support level, and that support level, generally speaking, gold and silver can go down below that support level at some point, but they don't go much lower than that. They often will hover around that support level before eventually they blast off and they hit the resistance level. The resistance level is on the other side. That's the level of the chart where the top end, when you start to reach new highs. We did say this. We said when silver got close to $49 an ounce that we would see resistance. We only saw it for a couple of days, and then silver actually shot through there and went straight over $54 an ounce, which is completely normal. So it actually shot through that resistance area, and now it's created a new all-time high, which has moved the bar on the resistance area higher. So now the support area is still at $49 and change. So we've dipped below that right now. So for me, the message to anybody watching this in regards to silver is that buying silver today or investing in silver today is getting a month, like prices from a month ago on silver without a premium. It's basically buying a silver eagle at SPY.
What was the last metal to break? We've stated this for 3 years, Andrew. It was first Bitcoin takes off,
Yeah.
then gold takes off. What's the last metal that's going to take out the all-time high and then run afterwards? What was the last metal? What did we say?
It's silver. Silver's the last one out of the gate.
That's right. Okay, so gold, Bitcoin took off. Now, and remember, Bitcoin had a huge battle at 70,000 because that was its prior all-time high. And then finally it broke through it. And then the next battle was at 100,000. Took quite a while. Let's look at gold, all-time high. That roof was $2,000. Huge battle for gold at 2,000 because that's a major psychological barrier. Finally, it went through it, but then what happened? It went through it, 21, 2,200, and then boom, straight back down through that prior high. Why? It's a battle at that zone, okay? And so silver is now doing it. So who cares what gold's doing right now? It's actually the battle for gold's at 4,000. But honestly, what you want to watch now is silver because silver just broke through that all-time high. It broke through. It never even touched 50 ever in history. So finally it went through it. It actually went high as $54. Now, this is very interesting because it's doing the exact same thing every other commodity has done. It's come back and it's pulled back down through 50 and it went down to $47. Now, I want to show the viewers this so we can all see together. This is literally a chart going back to 1973. Now, Andrew, I want to also have your input on this because this is important. So this was not only my opinion, but let's look at this, okay? So what happened? 1980, far left over here. You see this far left, 1980? What a coincidence that, remember, what becomes support? The prior high. Literally, 1980 is support for silver right now. Think about that. In other words, that was huge resistance in 1980, and suddenly now 1980 is support because it went up to $49 and change. You can also look all the way over here to 2011. 2011, it went through 49, almost to $50, and now all it's doing is sitting on support here. It's literally trading right at support of where it was in 2011. So now the roof becomes the floor. I'm going to repeat that. The roof of 1980 on silver and the roof on 2011 silver now becomes the floor for silver. So why I say that is because if you wanted a great opportunity to have a final opportunity to get in, look at what we're seeing right now. We've got a floor from all the way going back to 1980. 1980. And furthermore, this purple line here, this is another massive support line. It basically runs all the way up from 1998. And this was in the prior two videos we did, Andrew. I said huge support here at $47. Huge. Okay. So this 47 is massive support right now. And as we speak, the 29th of October, it's at $48 and change. So it's right at support right now. In other words, it is at the floor. So what's the best time to buy, Andrew? Is buying at highs good, or is it better to buy at the floor? Okay, so you and I have been buying at low prices, 18, 17, 18, 20, 25, 30, okay? Those prices are gone, okay? The floor now is $48 and change. We're at that point right now. So if people were to buy metals, is it not smarter to buy at a floor, Andrew? Then look what happened. When Bitcoin went up to $54, we were texting back and forth on X. There were lines all over Europe and in Asia of people lining up. In Australia, there were lines 100 people long to get into the coin shops. And what did we say? Silver causes bank runs. So, Andrew, two questions. When's the best time to buy? At a floor or at a top? And what did we just see? Confirm what we just saw with what was going on when silver was finally taking off through 50. we saw bank runs fulfilling what we talked about. Go ahead, Andrew.
It's definitely better to buy at a floor. So it's 100% better to get in now. And here's a great point that you had made before, which it really opened my eyes to inflation and what's really happening here in regards to silver. So silver is currently at the floor of where it was in 1980. Like literally, it was like $48 an ounce. Well, in 1980, you can buy a car for $7,200 to $7,600, a new
And
car.
that was a nice one.
Yeah, yeah. So, and today, with silver being at the same price, you can't buy a car for anything close to that. It would be a minimum three times that much. So it's realistically, silver should be three times the value minimum of where it was in 1980. And even though we've had a little bit of a pullback, as you just stated, with people around the world lining up, trying to get their hands on whatever silver that they could get their hands on, that's proof of it. Also, just looking at 2025, we started the year with gold at $2,624. Okay, gold is currently at 4,000. That's a 51% gain on the year. Now you've turned on the television, you've seen on the so-called mainstream media that gold is up a lot this year. We've seen those headlines, but you haven't heard too much about silver. Now, silver started the year at $28.84 per ounce, and now it's up 88% this year. And what I love about it, it's done so quietly. I haven't seen anything on the so-called mainstream media. And let's keep it that way, because when that does happen, that's when the herd comes. The herd are the people that have no interest in silver and gold right now, but they're going to see that it's reached a new high, and they're going to call companies like mine. They're going to call anybody they know to be able to try to get their hands on whatever silver they can. They're going to pay too much for it. The premiums will be higher. The wait times to receive them could be weeks before you receive the coins after you made your payment. I'm not talking about from our company, but just industry wide. So currently, silver is available, and there is no wait time. So people really should reach out. Silver's up 88% this year with really no end in sight.
In the past week and the past 2 weeks, when we saw silver breaking through 50, what happened to the phone calls coming into your office? And talk about inventory, how you started getting squeezed, because I'm sure you were starting to getting squeezed on certain products, right? Like if squeeze means availability, it was probably really tight to getting certain products, and expand that on should this happen again, because it will. But this one's going to be epic, what's about to happen here. So talk about what we just saw in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, so for people that reached out to us in the last 2 weeks, if you did reach out once or maybe even twice, and if we didn't get back with you, definitely go on the website and fill out the form, and just in the notes section say, hey, second request. And if you're one of the people that have texted me during that time, please just text me and say second request. We were completely overloaded with texts, phone calls, and web submissions. And we tried to get as much of it done each day as we possibly could, but it was quite overwhelming. Even with people that I've dealt with for 10, 15, 20 years, people that normally I have 20, 30 minutes to talk to on the phone, they would send me texts or calls, and I was unable to take the calls. It would just go straight to voicemail. I'm calling people back 1 or 2 days later. So these are the things that happen during a market when we're seeing things, the price of gold and silver blow vertical, like just go straight up. And
talk about also with where the product and what was starting to get hard to get.
Oh yeah, so Silver Eagles. We always talk about Silver Eagles on this show. Silver Eagles are the number one requested silver item out there. I don't know if it's the best item, but it is the number one requested item. And here we are going into November, which is just this Saturday. So Silver Eagles are very, very difficult to get our hands on now by the Monster Box. And the Monster Box are the big green boxes, this big. They weigh about 40 to 45 pounds. They've got 500 1-ounce Silver Eagles in them. And they're just a great thing for people to own. It's an excellent investment, and it's really better than having cash in the bank. But there's a shortage of them. One, because silver really just shot past $40 an ounce and went straight to 54 and then back down to 48. This has created a ton of interest in silver. When silver eagles start to sell out, then people want things like 100-ounce silver bars or junk silver. Sometimes junk silver is called 90% silver. Junk silver makes it sound bad. It's not bad. It's just back in the 1960s, they called it junk silver because they were coins with silver in them, but they didn't have any extra value. But today, they're anything but junk. So there were big shortages on silver eagles, mainly because the big run in spot price. And the other reason is that the US Mint is gearing up to start minting their 2026 silver eagles. So they won't make any more 2025s. The Mint will sell out any day now. And when that happens, then the word's going to get out, and premiums of what it costs you to buy an ounce of silver today will cost you more later, regardless of whether or not the price of silver moves up from where it's at. So
also with regard to, you just mentioned premiums, I just want to add too. So like a premium, even if it's not like an eagle, well, maybe reference both, but just if somebody wanted to buy a 100-ounce bar from you, as an example, and the price was of silver at the time, say $20, I'm assuming that the spot like over might be two or three or whatever, $4. But now that 100-ounce spot, just on the 100-ounce bar, the spot is just the spread on it is getting larger, is it not? Because this happens in a bull market. And again, I don't sell it. I just know from experience what happened in 2011 when I watched all this. I literally, when in 2011, you could buy an ounce of silver, 1 ounce of silver, and the price over spot was roughly 70 cents. Think about that. Okay. And now just on any silver coin, the spot's probably $5, $4, whatever it is. But talk about the spread, because that also ties in hugely with the actual price. And in a bull market, when the price is accelerating vertically, so is the spread. So it just gets more expensive to pick up any silver.
Yeah. So today you can get a silver eagle for under $10 per ounce over spot. It's back in the day it used to be like $3 or $4 over, but now it's under $10 an ounce over spot. But in the last quarter of 2022, when silver was $18 an ounce, a silver eagle could cost you an additional $18 above that 1 ounce price, or the 1 ounce spot price. So it would cost you $36 to buy a silver eagle. We didn't sell a single one during that time, because I was just watching that the US Mint had sold out of silver eagles, and it was between the 6th and 9th month of that year. And the biggest contributor to that was one of the Walmart billionaires, which it's really only a rumor, that's not confirmed, but someone bought $50 million worth of physical silver. And they believe it's one of the ladies that inherited the Walmart fortune. And that created a big shortage in silver eagles that the Mint didn't recover from that year.
Yeah. And well, this is what I want to add too, because if you think about this, right? When someone's a billionaire, they're not like, hey, they don't have 1 billion. They usually have many billion. And also right now, there's many billionaires in this world. What happened was, just when silver went through through $50, okay, all that happened is a good chunk of the population woke up and started buying silver, okay? We haven't even seen the big money come in. The big money, when it comes in, Andrew, we've talked about this, and you're going to soon have what we've coined, we kind of like make fun of it because it's called the beach day. It's not about Andrew, but it's about every single gold dealer in North America and probably the world. But we're going to see eBay. We're going to see everything, just literally the price is going to be jumping up. And this is probably going to happen within the next few days, week or two, okay? We're going to see the price jumping up dollars per minute in silver. And then suddenly the dealers just lock up their websites and are like, we're done. We don't know what to sell this stuff for. We don't know what it's going to buy back, what we're going to buy it back for. It's just, so we coined it a beach day because Andrew and all the other dealers are not going to know what to do. And so the selling will suddenly stop and you won't be able to get any. Period.
Yep.
And so you want opportunity? My joke and my comment is, hey, people say, is it too late to buy silver? Did you call up Andrew? Have you called a coin dealer up? If the dealer said to you, hey, we can sell you some, it's not too late.
Yeah.
Because when this thing goes down, it will be too late and you won't be able to get it. You will not be able to get silver. And then at some point, Andrew, the markets will open up again because they always do. Okay. But when they open up again, it's called a gap up. They're going to gap up hugely. And you're going to be buying silver for double, triple the price of what it is right now. It's going to be triple digits. That's what's coming. And then it's going to go to 4 digits. I know this is all crazy numbers that we're referencing, but we're living in biblical times, okay? It doesn't matter when this is going to happen. whether it's, we know what something's about to happen now. Okay. The point is these big numbers we're talking about, whether Andrew and I are in agreement or not on the time window, who cares? We both agree that silver is going to go crazy in prices. That's what we both agree on. And that's all that matters. That is all that matters. Because, Andrew, do you believe that silver is going to do what gold's been doing? It's going to simply play a game of catch up. Do you think silver is going to do what Bitcoin's been doing, but play a game of catch up? It's the last horse out of the gate. But when you study cycles, silver is the first one to get to the top. So in other words, it accelerates and outperforms everything that's out there. Go ahead.
It's really, really true. So to explain a little bit more on the premiums, this is a real life example that happened with somebody that's friends with Bo, with you, that actually you had call me. So somebody wanted to buy 3 monster boxes of Silver Eagles, and the company's been sold out of those, but I did have like 4 of them set aside that I had speculated on. I bought 10 extra boxes when I could, and then I was lucky. Silver went up like $5 an ounce right after. Well, now silver is about $7 lower than it was at the point that I bought. So I'm like -$2. And at the time I was -$3 when he reached out to me. So I couldn't afford to sell them because I'd be selling them at a loss. And besides, I'm happy having more silver. So I just said like, hey, I can't help you out. I don't have the silver. So here's how the premiums work. There's a lot of dealers out there that are like me that have some silver that silver that people want to buy today, but can't afford to sell it because we're in it at a price that's above where the market is right now. So what we have to do is see what the market brings us. Sometimes we'll see a dealer over here, he's selling Silver Eagles at $9 an ounce over the spot price. Then you go, well, heck, if he's selling them for $9, then I can do $9 and then I don't lose money on the 3 boxes. Then other dealers find out I'm doing the same thing. And then that ends up, that's how the premiums get raised when the demand exceeds the supply. And oftentimes that happens when the market drops. So when the market drops pretty steep, like it did for a few days there, which apparently it stopped. So it's really important to really time the market if you want to be able to get it cheap. But for other people, if the market's moving up, you want to invest in gold and silver based on where you think it's headed. So if you think it's going to $100 an ounce on silver, then it really doesn't matter.
The concept is we're living in biblical times. Okay. I can't emphasize that enough. We're seeing incredibly wild things going on in this world. Anybody who's out there, like we started this podcast, is preaching, based on my chart, their chart analysis, that gold's about to go in a bear market and crash. They don't understand the times we're living in. Andrew stated very clearly, in the 70s, 80s, we barely had $1 billion. Okay, now we're in the quadrillions. Where silver's still in that price range where it was in the 70s. What an absolute joke. Okay, silver's on the floor right now, and you're right. All I'm looking at is where it's going. The number doesn't matter because all that matters is Andrew and I can simply agree upon the things that are going on in the world. Silver is easily at some point going to go 3 digits.
Yeah,
it is. It's going to go 3 digits. So if you bought it right now, it's only got two digits on it. It's only the 40 to 7 and $48. It's got 2 digits. It's going to 3. And if it really goes biblical, which it will, it's going to go to 4 digits. Think about 4 digits on silver. The point is, the time of this doesn't matter because we hit a floor. It's about to reverse. The prophecy is when it reverses, it's doing that now. When it reverses, it's going to go up, 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 and then it's going to explode.
So, did you see that silver finally busts through $40? Well, you have not seen anything yet. The silver still has not exploded, and explode it will. So stay tuned and buckle up as the ride of your life is coming.
When it explodes, Andrew's shutting his doors. But not only Andrew, every gold dealer in America will not be able to know what to sell it, buy it for. They're just going to stop selling. The gold dealers' doors will open again in the future after the price explosion, and they will sell it to you at much higher prices. Not that they want to sell it at higher prices. That's just the going price. You can't buy gold right now for $1,000 because the going price is $4,000. That's the going price right now. So in closing, I just want to say, silver right now is on a floor. Regardless of what anybody says, it's going to go up. The prophecies are gold and silver are going up. gold's going to explode and silver's going to go crazy. So as great as gold is, silver, the nickname on silver is gold on steroids. So in closing, Andrew, how can people, if they want to get some silver, get some gold, they want to reach out to you, how do they find you? And any suggestions you might have with regard to financial positions or like 401ks and IRAs? Go ahead.
Yeah, so the best way to reach us is through our website, bh-pm.com. I know that Bo always puts a graphic there where they could where you can be able to find our website. Go on there and schedule a consultation. Put in your name, email address, phone number, and in the notes section, just let me know a little bit about what you're trying to accomplish. So oftentimes we have people that maybe just sold a property and they've got a large number or large cash balance in a checking account. Makes you feel nervous if you've ever had that, and they reach out to us as an option of maybe park some of that money, if not all of it, into gold and or silver, and use it as a store of value until you're ready to reinvest those funds. So that would be a good thing to do. We can help protect your retirement account with physical gold and silver. If you'd like to learn how to do that, and it's not a taxable event. So it holds real physical gold and silver. So if the financial markets collapse, you still have your gold and silver. So we can show people how to do that. If you want to learn how to do it, then put that in the notes section. Give us up to 24 hours to get a hold of you. And we'd be happy to explain all the benefits to doing that. And really, we're not going to try to bully you into doing this. We give you time to speak with your family, pray about it, and do whatever you need to do to be able to feel comfortable enough to make a good, solid decision.
In closing, and I want to thank you for being here, Andrew. I wanted Andrew back on here because I'm telling you, we just saw when silver went through $50, the pandemonium that was starting to happen in many countries. There were lines, 100 people plus long, trying to get into the coin shops. Many coin dealers, even in the United States, were having difficulties getting inventory. They were getting 2-3 week delays. This next event is going to blow, causing silver to take out 50 and never look back. It's going to be historic what's about to happen. This is prophecy, not an opinion. I'm going to repeat. What I'm stating is prophecy, not an opinion. When this thing goes, it's going to be historic, and you're going to be so happy and blessed that you did something. Again, we're not telling you what to do. It's personal choice. Buying silver, not buying silver. It's all free will. It's all choice. But what I'll say is, Andrew and I personally have bought precious metals because we know what's coming. And bottom line is, it's an insurance policy against a money system, a government that creates money out of thin air. And that is what they do. Money, if this is money creation out of thin air, and gold and silver are insurance policy for you and your family against a government that really just makes as much money as they want to make out of thin air. Closing, Andrew, go ahead.
It's not too late. The markets are going to recover. We've got the rest of the year here, and many people take this last quarter as they head toward like the first of the year to kind of reevaluate their retirement accounts and their investments. To me, the first of the year always signals a time to really kind of look at what you have, make whatever changes in your investments you feel that you need to make. November's on Saturday, and after November 1st, you know how quick the rest of the year goes. So let's beat the herd. Let's buy the dip. Let's get in on a floor, and call us and we'll show you how to do it.
Thank you, Andrew, for being here. God bless everybody. And let's not forget, Andrew mentioned November. There is a prophecy of Kim Clement, hypnotic November. What does that mean? We're about to find out, but I hope you are positioned for what's about to go down. So God bless everybody. Thank you so much.
Hypnotic November.
Beverly Hills Precious Metals Exchange is a client-focused firm devoted to assisting our clients with precious metals. Our clients range from first-time to serious coin collectors and investors seeking to add precious metals to their investment portfolios. We are not interested in volatile investments, leveraged products, and intangible assets. With rising inflation and the devaluing of the dollar hurting middle-class families, investing in gold and silver ensures protection for your hard-earned money. Save the value of your money today by investing in gold and silver at Beverly Hills Precious Metals.